He threw it all the way across field. Thank you. Hey, way to give the chance, bro. Thank you. Thank you. What did you These niggas know who the fuck that is that just caught that. They know who the fuck that is.
Stand by. There we go. It is the old shit podcast. You already know what it is. I'm Petey Green 15, and to my left we got Mr. Old Shit himself, Mike Smith. We got Big Tay, Fat Tay. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we got Lady London over here. Let's get right into it, yo. We all just seen the two last plays of the championship game in Waffle. That's what's on the topic right now, yo. It was a great game, a great showing out, yo.
Everybody was there.
Right.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much.
Everybody and our whole team.
And we got that good footage for y'all, yo, already.
Yeah, no, it was deep. It was actually that's the type of championship game you want to see, or whatever atmosphere you want to see.
Yeah, it came down to the wire.
It's like Florida atmosphere. It's like everybody when there's a big game going on, boom, everybody gonna be at the show.
And it was good weather. So.
Perfect weather.
Oh yeah.
So you think you was there for the Chico ASAP game, right?
Yeah, that's the only game I played in for Chico. That's the only game I played in, yeah. I was calling niggas problems, bro. And then, hey, that was it. Then I was a cameraman. But I got y'all that good film, you know what I'm saying? So that's all that really matters, man. Oh, shit come first.
Walk me through this play everybody talking about. They said it came down to the last play. What was it, 14-14?
What you talking about, the ASAP play? Oh, yeah, the ASAP game. Yeah, that shit was 14-14, of course. They try and get upfield. He throw a little, like, he sent everybody in a Hail Mary, throw a screen pass to Shoes. You know, Shoes a playmaker. He got the book in, doing what he do. It was a big scrum. Everybody seen the flag go, but we ain't hear no flag. And then he pitched that bitch. You know, you see his Chico fucking celebrating, the fucking ref walk over there, throw his hands up. Bruh, that shit was wild as shit.
And replay because it definitely looked like the flag was off. But if you watch the video,
the replay, in my opinion, is
like
indisputable. At there, like I can't be mad at the rest for real. But at the same time, I was on Chico's sideline, so we won the game. When I seen that shit, I just walked over. In
person, we was like,
in person, I was like, yeah, I ain't about to say shit because I want to keep playing. Little did I know. But yeah, it was video, right? Yeah, we got the video. Please put that joke up there.
Brian, we got the video.
Next second
video.
Yeah, the second video. Who was there? She try to hide the replay. So a lot of people were saying like the stripe on his legging looked like a flag. But it looked like you see the stripe, but you see that shit clearly. You see that shit. CJ.
And he had that towel hanging from
CJ right there. You gonna see, look, that's CJ right there. I'm gonna circle everything. That's CJ right there. Think about the dive. This is the pull. He pulled it right here.
Yeah, that's a bull.
Now
Yeah.
he hit the
That's a
flag.
bull.
He got the flag in his hand.
But being honest with you, I'm gonna be honest. You can't, bro. When stuff gonna happen like that, you know how fast everybody moving.
But the ref, bro, all the refs are looking right there, bro. I'm on Chico sideline like
That's true.
that's game, bro. But and then you hit one of the A-side players say ball game. All of them stop. Look at like pointing at the man with the flag.
Yeah, they was hot over that one.
I mean, you supposed to. You lost the game from it, but
Now the next, you about to see what this shit look. That's when you see the flags. It's like an X. There's nothing on.
I mean, there's definitely nothing on. But when you slow everything down, it definitely look a lot worse.
It looks a lot worse.
Here's no flag on the ball, still saying trying to push it out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you see, he had that towel, so they want that.
Nah, it's not a towel. It's just a
But it
stripe
don't
on his
matter.
pants.
Yeah, but
So you can see the flag,
Oh, yeah.
and you can see the stripe on this joint.
Yeah.
When he got the ball in the next joint, it's just a stripe.
he's supposed to hit it with the how do you do the quarterbacks? Ball on.
No bullshit. Hey, but at the end of the day, like you said, at the end of the day, it was definitely a 50-50 call. You know what I'm saying? You can't be. I mean, they could be mad at it, but I'm not mad at the rest of that.
If you gonna
Yeah.
pissed off,
Yeah.
What you got?
That's why old shit need to start doing instant replay. We charge y'all $100. You know what I'm saying? Put up y'all honey with shit like instant replay.
Shit, if that was the case, there'd be so many penalties that would be taken back.
But you all right? So we'll get it together once we do a league. You know what I'm saying? Just one per team, one instant replay per. You know what I'm saying? Never know.
one
Do some
person.
shit.
Dropping down.
Yeah. I'm
One
dropping
per
too many
One
down.
per
Dropping
quarter.
down right now.
Man, we be alright.
So wait, pulling up
Don't steal our shit.
Pulling up.
Oh, that shit was a pull.
oh, that's a bull.
That's a bull.
It was a pool.
She go in overtime or what?
Real niggas say word.
She go win in overtime.
I
mean,
the way that game was going, it was a good fucking game. Like it was 14-14 for a reason.
Did they win? Did they win the game out of it? Chico wins in overtime.
I give you that. All right, what's our next topic? What we got? All right, we did the Waffle Champ Toys for Tots. So who we got already? So ain't it only like
we got a list?
7 teams?
The
7? We
deadline
got the
is
list for
today.
the deadline for Toys for
The
Tots is
deadline is
today.
today. These the teams that's
Touchables.
registered.
We got Untouchables, Future Retro, Brothers Johnson, All
Who's
Stars,
that?
MD Menace, ATA Wolfpack, C35, Disciples, DMV Elite, TNT Outlaws, and Havoc.
I think he said let her in.
Let her in. Oh, she hit? Oh, she
No,
got
she
the
on
got the
the-
link.
She on the voice video call.
All right, bet. So who y'all got? Y'all already know who I got. Whoop.
I wore the hoodie for a reason. Cuz.
Menace
I'm
Whoop.
biased.
Put the list back up.
Oh yeah. Show the hoodie. Show the
That's
hoodie,
what the
cuz.
hoodie-
He got the hoodie out the jump. You see, I got the colors on. See, I got the Menace colors on.
Well, good thing I'm unbiased because Untouchables is gonna whip you guys' ass.
Bro, we gave Untouchables come in the Baltimore
We're
league,
six
bro, and we ain't had nobody
Yeah,
up
the
there. Yo.
deadlines tonight.
We ain't had nobody up there, bro. Don't forget,
If
man,
I'm
when
looking at
Menace step out there, we could beat
I don't
anybody
think- I
on
don't
that
think
field.
y'all-
As
I
long as
don't
we don't
think-
beat ourselves.
I'm talking about the whole list. I feel like if I had to rank this whole list, y'all team don't count because
Why don't we count?
Because
Because we're not a team right now?
I'm about to say, all
exactly.
y'all-
Oh, we a
Y'all
rebuild?
don't
Like,
count.
do we even count this week? So, all right. So if I go play,
being a team.
So
So
if I had to
PJ
come-
just didn't register.
If I had to,
PJ, hey, don't give me that
PJ,
shit,
bro.
bro. I don't want to hear none of that shit. I got keys to the team a week before
if I
registration
had to go
ended,
top to
and I wasn't
bottom,
about to pay all
whoever
that
picked top 4, I would go Untouchables, Disciples, Future
Menace.
Retro,
Menace.
DMV Elite. Y'all don't count
Damn.
right now.
You said DMV Elite was number 5?
Hold on, who going
Yeah,
to
number 4.
Under Disciples? You got
Who
Disciples
going
over
to-
DMV Elite?
We're going to Havoc is going 2 in the bottom. Quick.
Havoc might not even be out there.
Going 2 in the barbecue. Quick.
Who's Brothers Johnson? I don't know if I played him.
I asked the same question.
I'm moving.
You seen him play before?
I've seen videos. They got some of the up and smoke videos.
Do they take me winning? Don't worry about it. 2 in the barbecue.
2 in Bob. Well,
Who is
if y'all
C35?
on and you ain't
I
registered
think
for
that's
that
the
jump,
old,
make sure that you
Hurricane
register today.
2 in the barbecue.
Toys for Tots, man. Toys for Tots, December 11th and 12th. Registration ends today. So if you ain't registered and you want it, look at y'all sweet up there for real. It look y'all sweet. I think Minnie's gonna take it. If we could beat that jump, then y'all can beat us. You know what I'm saying? Anybody get in that jump. Get in that jump. Put your money in. And get in Toys for Tots. All right, what's the next topic?
Oh, thank you for adding me to the damn live.
Okay, I can hear you.
We can hear you. We can't see you.
Yeah, because I look chopped and screwed. I'm at school.
I'm at,
Why?
oh,
Okay.
get your
Yeah, we gotta
education,
do-
girl.
Hey, bro, I looked up there and said dancing. I was like, what?
Hey,
Yeah.
you just in time because we're about to introduce the special guest. I think that's next, right?
Yeah, that's the next topic. We got some special guests today from Most Wanted. Y'all go ahead and introduce.
So before London cursed me out again about not having ladies on the show, you know, we're gonna represent the ladies supporting women flag football. Our special guest for today, we got Most Wanted in the building. We got my girl Wendy and my good man Coach Tim. Y'all can come over to the table and join us at the
Oh,
table.
got an extra seat.
Join us at the
We
table.
actually-
We got another chair.
It's right there.
PJ, come on this side, PJ.
All right, let's
And let them come over here.
Oh.
You can go, y'all can stay on that side. PJ, come over here.
You need a chair.
I got y'all.
Oh no, them be.
Damn, I got my whole life.
We'll use those.
Just turn that
Maybe
mic
make
on.
it-
There.
No, it's the plug-in ones. That's
Oh. He says the plug-in one, not the, that one. Don't make the little echo.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
Give it to PJ.
I'm crying. Tony.
Hey, wow. Don't be disrespectful.
So once again, for the people who don't know,
Putting on.
Yeah.
Putting on.
But that one will
Be
work.
quiet,
too.
Tony.
can y'all introduce yourselves for the people?
I'm Wendy. Everybody know me as Night Night. No BS.
Why they call you Night Night?
Because I put you to sleep.
Oh, okay.
facts. I'm Coach Tim.
Pinky, take your mic off mute.
She probably in class.
She in class.
Okay.
All right, Coach Tim and Wendy, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
Yes.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes,
Oh,
sir.
hey, y'all.
What up, Pinky?
Hey, y'all. Hey, I'm so sad I can't be there.
So Tim, you sent me something about this Most Wanted philosophy. Tell me about that. What's the philosophy for Most Wanted?
In a nutshell, it's all about having players that play for what's on the front of the jersey. You know what I mean? Laying it on the line for the sister next to them, trusting each other. Now, before every game is play hard, play fast, play together. That's been that way since we started Most Wanted, and continues to this day.
How long y'all been playing?
Started in 2010, so yeah, almost 11 years.
How'd you get into coaching women? And I also want to know how you got into playing women.
Ladies first.
I got into playing football. A young lady came up to me at kickball. She was playing football. So that's how it all started.
Okay.
Just word of mouth.
So you was already in the recreational sports.
I was already in
How
recreational
long have you
sport.
been playing kickball?
I was just playing there for about maybe a half a season.
Okay.
And she ran into me. We knew each other from running track,
Yeah.
from,
Okay.
college. That's how most of the people get into each other,
Mhm.
run into friends that that's athletes and you tell them to come on.
Yeah.
That's basically how you build your team.
So we gotta go to kickball to get more ladies.
Yeah.
Or your high school reunion.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What's up? So how'd you get into coaching, Coach Tim?
Make it quick. So I coached youth football for a few years.
Okay.
And
Well, who? We try
Upper Marlboro.
Upper Marlboro. Okay, Marlboro Mustangs.
Marlboro Mustangs.
Oh, all right. I played
Yeah,
for 85 1 year.
Okay, yeah. So coached them for a few years, and as my daughter started getting into their activities, I really didn't have that time, 4 or 5 days a week to coach the youth if I was going to be there for them. And I was also refereeing co-ed football. So one of the young ladies that saw me out there said, "I know you coach. Would you be interested in coaching women's?" And I was like, "Women's? I didn't even know there was women's flag football at the time. Honestly, I played men's, refereed men's, and had no idea about the women, circuit. So I said, I'll come out and give you guys some, principles or whatever the case. Went out there for one practice, and this was with Lady Cougars at the time.
Okay.
Went out there for one practice. They was like, "Can you come back and you just coach us for 1 season?" And I was like, I didn't even realize a lot of the ladies when I played co-ed that was out there played women's. So I saw some of them out there at the practice. We was cool. I was like, yeah, I'll do it for a season. And next thing I know, we started a team, Most Wanted, and I've been at it ever since.
What's up? Forget how many years again? Has Most Wanted been a team?
2010, so what, 11 years? Yeah.
Going strong.
Yeah.
And they definitely said they was recruiting, so I got the legacy of the team. Y'all need to go out that jump. You know what I'm saying?
So we had a conversation last podcast about the differences in coaching men versus coaching women.
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak on that a little bit? Like, is it easier? Is it harder? Like,
I can speak on it.
You can speak.
It's easier coaching women because they listen to detail. You know, you get out there with men, you know, you try to put up something, they want to put their own thing to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, women, women listen. And we don't start out growing up playing football. So this is a new sport to everybody. So when it's a new sport, we want to learn to be better. So when you want to learn to be better, of course, you're going to listen to the details and the fundamentals.
It's funny because I always explain that to people whenever I talk about the difference between men and women's sports, just in general. Men play from 90% of men, 95% of men play from pure athleticism. They're like, I'm an athlete. I'm better. You gonna hear this 1,000 times when you watch men play. I'm better than them. A woman ain't she just like, just give me the ball. You know what I'm saying? When it's time for my play, like most women, they're just more in tune, more tactful with what they got going on now and on this play. Men are the egos fly, and I'm not saying women egos don't fly, but men egos flare. It's a lot more stuff going on.
No doubt.
Just how she said, like women pay attention to detail. You're not going to see them break down as fast as we do. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, so it's pros and cons to both. Like Wendy said, coaching women, I look at it like coaching youth football. A lot of those guys haven't been playing a long time. You know, they don't have bad habits, and they really embrace what you're teaching. You know, if you're explaining it the right way. Whereas, you know, some of the men who've been playing for a long time, some who've played on the highest level, you know, it's always, you know, not always, but some of them question everything that you're implementing or trying to, you know, like, we're going to run this, well, why don't we run that? You know what I mean? So you have that element with the men that you don't necessarily have with the women. So it's I would say easier, you know. I mean, keeping it real, you still got to deal with, you know, the cycles of women, you know. Sometimes, you know,
the veteran women,
it's some different elements going on. But all in all, I mean, I love it because for me, I just love to see folks develop, not only as players, but as people. And that's what we try and do. We try and build people up. And like I say, when we recruiting, we're looking for good people first. You know what I mean? The athletes, because at the end of the day, we're not going to get paid for this, right?
Yeah.
We're not generating a check. This is recreation. It has to be fun. It has to be somewhere you want to be.
You do this because you enjoy doing it.
Contribute to
Exactly.
That's the bottom line. So that's always been a philosophy. That's always been the approach. And I still love it. Still love it.
I think that's the biggest draw to flag football, I believe, for real, because everybody knows. Like, as soon as you say the flag in front of football, I don't think nobody's assuming we getting paid for this. Like, people always ask, but they know we ain't getting paid for it. We do it because we love it. You know what I'm saying? And then, like you said, like, so you have a better time at your job if you like the people that you work with. So you know what I'm saying? We don't have to do this every Sunday. You know what I'm saying? We going on there because, you know what I'm saying, we got a fight. We made it a football family. You know what I'm saying? And it's a camaraderie and just out there having fun. You know what I'm saying? It's not. It don't feel like a job. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely feel y'all on like how women probably pay way more attention to details because they haven't been doing this so long. So they know what they don't know and they looking to get better. Whereas men, like you said, we already done played on the highest level. We like, man, we should do this, we should do that. You know what I'm saying? We already know. Like, we playing Madden and everything.
We've been in high school. We've been in high school now. We know everything.
Everybody's a college. Everybody's a general manager, a scout, the offensive coordinator, a coach. Like, everybody wears all the hats.
They got through high school and know everything.
Facts. Yeah, some of them didn't even finish high school. Like, let's be real. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that, but let's just be.
I think men feel like a lot of men feel like there's nothing more to learn. It's just simple, and that's definitely never the truth.
But I feel like that's when you got I feel like those are the best teams. Like, for real, that's why I went over to G Code. Like for the structure, like they've been winning championships for a long time. You know what I'm saying? The AU, like they have a structure. You know what I'm saying? You just look over there and you see that they have probably a playbook and shit that they learning over there. If you don't go over there and get with the program, then you're not going to get in. You know what I'm saying? So like those teams are the ones that end up being on top.
The powerhouse. So it's a reason. And
So
everybody buy in, you know what I mean? Like, you know, some of the mediocre to below average teams, a lot of folks still doing the individual shit. You know, you'll tell a receiver, run a curl, and you running a 9.
Right.
And you're like, well, I had a corner going where you went.
Exactly.
You were supposed to make
People
that
don't
corner.
ever
You know what I mean?
compliment
The
routes,
little things, like, you know, it becomes individualistic. Like, you know, I want to get my shine. We'll all get our shine. Just, you know, that's my whole thing. Like, you know, and I tell our team all the time, no defense stops everything. And I tell our quarterback, I don't care if you throw to the same person all the way down the field, if that's what the defense is doing. When they take that away, something else going to open up. So you got folks that buy into that team philosophy. To your point, the structure and everything else, it matters. It matters. Yeah. You look at these teams, you be like, damn, got some athletes over here. You know what I mean? Why they ain't doing better? You know?
I mean, yeah, that's how it is in all the games. You know what I'm saying?
When I'm reffing them in, I'm like, damn, why they a B or a C team when they got these athletes?
But it's like you said, like they come out there and they got talent. People, all right, so when men come out to play flag football, they already know how to play football. They won't go out there and score and be a stop. When women go play flag football, they already, all right, I ain't done this before. Like I feel like it's more community oriented, like from the beginning. Whereas men, it takes a while to you know what I'm saying, get on the team and actually prove yourself. You got to prove yourself on the field. Whereas like, is that how it is with y'all? Like that's a good question. Like, so a lot of men will say that it's favoritism because, you know what I'm saying, you only putting such and such on the field. Like if they don't come to practice, you still putting them in and stuff. How was it, you know what I'm saying, with y'all team? Like just saying for somebody that might be thinking about coming on, like they want to know how y'all team is.
My first words pretty much every season is there are no incumbents. There's no favoritism. I treat everyone the same.
You got to find incumbents for some.
Meaning, if you've been here for a long time and you've been starting, that doesn't mean you're going to continue to start. So if someone comes in new and they pick up on everything and they demonstrating that they can execute what they learning in practice, you're not showing up to practice and they're going to get the reps. And it's really that simple. So it's no favoritism. Sometimes you got to play folks because of need. Like, you know, we don't have one of those 25 people rosters, you know, so but at the end of the day, we always try to reward the right behavior. That's showing up for practice with the right attitude and going hard in practice.
Okay.
I gotta give you.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna say. Coaches be saying that, but I need to play it. Like, is he telling the truth? Like, is he really?
You can ask him.
I've been to a couple of their practices. You run a tight ship. Like their practices are better than ours, to be honest. And you started coaching. And the reaction he gets from the women, they really respond to him because I be trying to tell Brandy, like, if I'm coaching her, telling her about the routes or something, she be like, "Boy, shut up."
No. That's not because
that's not
a good coach.
That's because me.
That's your significant other.
Yeah, it's me. She don't listen to me, but she listen to us. So moving on to the next topic. We talking about nationals. Where y'all going to nationals?
We are.
Which one? Nationals of the world.
Martin Luther King weekend.
That's Orlando.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, this
Worlds is like the week after.
I mean, y'all name wasn't on that list. What take so long?
I don't know. We registered.
Our name's on that list. You want the receipt? I got the receipt. I got
my
receipts in my phone.
She said she got the receipt. You about to put it up.
We paid
in
full.
Like the automatic qualifiers, like, you know, Elite Mom was up first, but we should.
Yeah, this probably does not.
No, we paid it full.
The last time we put the list up, wasn't
okay.
That's what we talking
they said they
about.
ain't ducking no rat.
We ain't ducking no rat.
We ain't ducking no rat.
I didn't say they was ducking it. That never came out my mouth.
I ain't saying I'm just letting you know.
Okay.
So looking at this list, put it back up real quick. We can talk about D2 since y'all playing D1. What's your favorites?
Talking about D1.
Well, congratulations to New Era. They
New Era.
just won the little Santa Bowl that was down in North Carolina.
Hey,
they beat Carolina United in D1
exactly
6-0. So
honestly,
congratulations.
You said
honestly, I feel like it's no different between D1 and D2. It's one touchdown away. Honestly, it's just girls choose to be in that division. To me,
that's true.
Girl, ain't no separation. It should all be open.
It's all about who want to be.
Pinky said it should all be open.
Hey, yeah.
It should. It should.
I don't agree. I think
agree.
though, if you win a tournament or you win your league that has D1 teams in it, you should go D1.
Yeah.
Period.
Any tournament though.
If you getting smoked by everybody, that's like Division 2, like to me, because some of them D2 teams could definitely
get bumping.
But if it's open, then you have the ability to take your top 9 teams and on Sunday and let them, or however many people make it to the Sunday, split it into those 2 divisions on Sunday, because it's only 9 teams and we all play each other. It's getting boring.
I agree. That's why I say some of those teams in D2, that have won.
Yeah, they definitely need to come up.
They should be in D1.
Absolutely.
For example, New Era.
New Era. Come on up, baby. And Lady Tigers, come on up,
won
baby.
this-
But they just won.
They
just won. Carolina United been winning.
They won a tournament though.
That's what you
We
want
going
to
to a
know.
tournament.
I mean,
That's what we want to know. You mean like this?
But Santa Bowl is
Florida
not really.
tournament.
I'm saying when you play back home is for practice. League play is practice.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? League
I mean,
play
that
is
tournament kind of
practice.
is. That's their home.
I mean, but
It's
it's
no out
not.
of town teams that really play in that tournament.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. But in order for the game to continue to grow, you got to bring some of them D2 teams up. But that's, to me, if you've been doing this thing 4, 5, 6, some teams 10 years, and you still stay in D2, like what's your purpose? What's your mission? Like
They ain't got no purpose,
you
Tim.
should be striving to play against the best and be the best.
Because some of them things ain't been good that long.
Right, exactly. I mean, I understand there's turnover because of the microwave, society we live in. People want to get with that front runner, and that's cool. But for the teams that haven't had that situation and they still playing D2, I mean, I wish them well, but what are you really trying to accomplish?
Well, I mean, do you think that teams up here get deterred from playing D1 in Florida just by getting their ass beat all year up here from DC teams?
Nah.
No, absolutely not.
For us, it's really DMV and
It's
Savage
only two
Sisters who are new that are playing D2. Everybody else is playing D1. So, even prior, there were some teams that played
Seminoles
D2.
plays D2.
Yeah.
But they know
They don't have a choice.
Yeah, they are D2. So them and Clan, they are straight D2.
But that's the thing, like playing up here, you can't help but get better if you're serious. Like, and you should always measure yourself against, the elites, the Mamas, the top teams, like to see what kind of progress you make. And if you can go through our gauntlet, you're gonna be battle tested. When you see other faces, you should be all right. You should fare pretty well. But that's the only downside to this. It's only 9 teams, and like 5 or 6 of them from our league. Atlanta teams, and then Carolina. Like, it's really seeing the same faces over and over again, which is, and I think that's why some teams go D2 because they want to see different teams. It is what it is.
So
Well, shoot, at this point, we all just need to change our names and go down to B. How about that?
Pinky, you don't need to be nowhere near B. Neither do I, so stop it.
At this point, then maybe they'll come back up to A and then we'll go back up to A. Just even if the playing fields out.
You left it. Pulling that list back up one time. All right, so looking at D1 now, what y'all doing to prepare for nationals? Looking at this list.
Our main thing, honestly, is
Are y'all game planning or y'all just
our
you gotta
game
play-
plan,
you
but
gotta
we
play
don't really
us?
know who we're going to play. I'll have a
Right.
notebook of what everybody kind of likes to do and what their tendencies are, who their top players are. But at the end of the day, we're harping fundamentals. We really want to be strong in the fundamentals. The blocking, the flag pulling, quarterback reading the defense. Corners with the 2-to-1 reads. We're harping fundamentals all the way through. As you see in our practice, that's what it's all about because everybody has a different, philosophy. Some of the teams gonna want to run, some of the teams gonna try and get their athletes out on the flank.
Gotta be prepared.
So we got to be prepared, to play good fundamental football all the way across.
So why I always wondered why do the women run majority of the time then not.
As far as running plays,
80% of y'all plays is all running. When I
Speaking of most wanted with a whole
just
The
ladies in
league must
general.
be the
Like you watch Dreamcatchers, they doing the option
Dream
thing.
catchers run, yeah.
yeah, that's new for them because like
we throw.
Yeah, they
Elite-
can.
Well, Dreamcatchers has been running lately because the quarterback hasn't gotten to the
No,
same
they really, CP they balance, but they throw more than they run. As we're going through, really, Dream Catchers because of that merge with Lady All Met and their personnel, it's probably best for them to run. That quarterback, she'll give you some birthday gifts if they throw the ball a lot. But
I just said the same thing.
When they
out there,
run,
you
they
get
pulling, they
you get
kicking
seeing
out.
space.
I know, all that.
They doing it for real.
That's
They definitely be on the edges.
That's their real well. But you look at, like even Savage Sisters, they are throwing team, but they have an athletic quarterback. But it seems like some of the teams from Atlanta, Bama used to be a predominant running team, but now they even throwing the ball a lot more. So, yeah.
You got any thoughts about this, like pool play versus double elimination? What you think about that?
I always like pool play.
Pool play better.
I like pool better because it levels the playing field. And not everybody from pool play is going to make it to single elimination. You know what I mean? You still you can't come in there and sandbag like, oh, we're going to make it to single regardless. Exactly, yeah. When you got, 10 teams and only 6 going to make it, it's just like the regular season to the playoffs. You got to qualify to make it to single elimination. If you want them top seeds for the bye, you can't, like I said, you can't sandbag. But it levels the playing field because when you look at the percentages, if you lose first round in double elim, it's like a 99.3% chance that you're not going to make it to the finals. Like real talk. So it really just, to me, it levels the playing field. The cream of the crop still going to rise, whether it's double or single, but it just gives everybody that fair shot, but you got to qualify for the single, So that's why I've always been a fan of the pool play for those reasons.
Okay. Yeah. So PJ touched on it already. Y'all recruiting, right?
Yes, sir. Always.
So what's your pitch for recruiting? If it's a young lady out there watching right now and they thinking about playing flag football, why should they come
be the next lady?
Come the most money.
It's always gonna be only one.
You want to go first, Wendy?
No, you go.
For me, I always
the first one's free.
Always stress the environment. Like, it's coming the most wanted. I don't care if you played before, I'm from another team, whatever the case. We have a great environment first and foremost. Like our ladies are super encouraging. I believe in, again, really coaching players up, focusing on the positive. And I tell players, I'm going to correct you privately and I'm going to praise you publicly. That's always been the philosophy. Again, we don't get paid for this. We want this to be fun, but we want competitors. We want winning and losing to matter. Make no mistake. This, even though we're doing this for the passion and love of the game, we want competitors that want to win those individual battles and also be a part of a successful team.
So, most wanted recruiting. Hit up Coach Tim. Y'all can DM the page. Let me see what I got next. You had the state of the women's game, the lack of growth outside of DC and the ATL, and So what do you mean by that?
It's a concern because when you look at like Atlanta, they're growing.
Yes.
As far as their number of teams, DC, we've been consistent, 10 to 12 teams each season with our league. But outside of that, North Carolina, I guess they've been somewhat consistent, albeit, majority of their teams are Division II. But outside of really that region on the East Coast, it's nothing. You have like She Unit in Cali, but that's really it. So that's a concern because, for us that love the contact and love this style, it's not growing nearly as much as you would have thought. Because it seems like we're at the same number we've been probably for the last 5 or so years.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think the answer is? How do we get more women team out there?
I think one of the things is speaking locally, the refs have to enforce the rules. I played contact. A lot of the refs played contact. It's not the same rules. Blocking got to be open hand. I think, when you invite a lady out to watch Deanwood, and they'd be like, I got a career. I got a job.
Yeah, I got to work on me.
So they'll shy away from that and go play co-ed or 5 or 7, something that's non-contact because of that. But I feel like if we're enforcing the rules across the board, and getting away from that mindset, like, man, that's good football. That was good football in my day. It's not good football now. Just like the NFL, it's not good football on the crackback. No, that's true. It's not good football to lead with your helmet and get that big clash, that we all cheer for. Mm-hmm. But it's not good football. It's detrimental to the players. So I think that's the first.
Safety is number one.
Safety is key.
Yeah, that's the first element. And then just really getting the promotion. Because, like I said, I feel like 7s is growing. 5s is growing for those reasons. Like I said, people want the non-contact element. Even with the 7s getting more exposure, like they just had the big tournament, that they did with the men last year. They did it for the women this year. So that exposure, is really global. Like, there's, teams all over the country playing 5s and 7s. but not necessarily 8s. So I think really it's just really protecting the players, letting folks see that, it's contact blocking, etc. But it still can be safe, or at least safer. I mean, there's always an element of risk when you got contact, but when you allowing some of the things that we see, it's like that's a detriment to the game.
No, I feel that. I mean, I feel like, so you were just talking about locally, but I mean, like we said, DC and Atlanta, like only people that really are competing, you know what I'm saying, as far as like bigger leagues and stuff like that. How do you think, like, what does it take to go about starting a league like somewhere else? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? You said you used to ref. Like, what does it take to get women from somewhere else that's not like, you know what I'm saying, to enforce the rules a little bit better somewhere else? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like, what do you think that'll take? Because it's probably some people looking at this from like, who knows? You know,
the ladies will come
or whatever. You know, what I'm
the
saying?
ladies have traveled to Virginia to be in a league. You know, so the ladies will come. You just have to put an organization together. All we have right now is George. We don't have anybody competing with George. You know, and I love George. Always love George. He puts a facility out there. He might, treat us a little bad sometimes, but he gives us the facility that we have, and we play on it. We might have our gripes, but we don't have any other options.
Very interesting.
I feel like I've seen other leagues try to get women in tournaments or to be a part of their leagues, but nobody signs up. So does that play a part into that? Like, y'all been with George for so long, y'all don't want to venture out, or it's about like how many teams registering? Like,
now George offers a great product. I mean, at the end of the day, we've seen refs from other regions that are, trash. I mean, you see guys out there with hoodies on and not even trying to look the part, out there with Home Depot jackets, right? You know what I mean? They're not even trying to look the part. He offers a good product. But I think sometimes you just have to be really business oriented for your customers. Like, we're the customers, and at the end of the day, the referees are the product, right? And so if I was going to start an organization, the first thing I would do is try and find where that product is being, presented. And then I try and get in contact with those refs and see if they can offer some type of training for referees. Because if you don't have referees, you can't have a league.
Right.
And that's you can find the facilities, whether they discount it, whether you charge teams a little bit more. Because you think about it, like, even like out in Virginia, them folks paying a lot of money for those facilities. Right. We paying really a fraction of that in our area, if we're being honest. But at the same time, it's about the product. Those owners of those leagues out there, they don't have no tolerance for the BS. Like, if you're going to hurt their product, you won't be a part of that league. You know what I mean? Whereas sometimes we're a lot more lenient towards a lot of things. And I think, when you come from that position of strength, but the bottom line is you got to have the facility, you got to have the referees. And if you do so and provide something that's feasible and safe.
I think you definitely just touched on it, saying, like, as far as recruiting referees to actually do it and stuff. So, I mean, if you're going to be teaching referees how to, do the rules for this game, like, what will it take to get some more women referees? Because that's a product. You talk about the product. Now you have a women's league and you see some women's ref that probably enhances your product.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I agree. It's just a matter of,
you don't think so? I definitely would like your opinion on it, Lundy, because you were players.
I think we should have some women refs. We do it down nationally.
Would you feel more comfortable with a woman ref, like refing you and keeping you safe?
I'm always safe. I mean,
just not the people.
The refs, it's not even a safety issue. It's just that these refs are.
They look how they dress. They call the game how they dress.
Yeah, they pick and choose when they want to call something, who they want to call it on. It just
but that's what I'm saying. We talking about the training.
Women do the same thing. It's a woman when we go out of town. It's a woman's rep, and she picks and chooses when she wants to do things. It don't matter if you're a woman or a man. They're gonna do the same thing.
That's because they pick and choose when they want to go to the class. Because I know some refs and they be picking and choosing when they go into the classes. I'm telling you. And that's why we getting some of these bad calls we be out here getting. And that's why we got people out here spazzing and we getting plays like
exactly.
the ASAP play.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? And then you wonder why the funniest thing is about, what I'm saying, we deal with refing and owning stuff, like, you want to make sure everything you do is legit. You know what I'm saying? You want to make sure you have legit people because then you get to see stuff like that happen. And people like, man, his product is janky. You know what I'm saying? Like, we paid all this money to be here, and we ain't even getting treated how they getting treated. I want the same amount of treatment as they get. You know what I'm saying? So it get real touchy feely on like, and that's why to me, if I'm gonna have my own league, I'm gonna make sure that I have the right people in place so that everybody feels like they're being treated fair. You know what I'm saying? And the calls are being fair because you get some refs, bro.
So one of our other shows that. Like even we'll go down to Florida and I'll ref them up here and be like, man,
right there.
Fuck y'all.
No.
Fuck the Bengals.
Bro, I feel like when we go to Florida, we get the biggest finger you ever seen from our own refs. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, bro, what is happening here?
Right.
And then we play a team with their refs and their refs be on their side. I'm like, bro, how you not going?
Yeah.
You know me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he know him and he doing his thing for him. How we got put out last year. You know what I'm saying? And
look. I think that we should all respect the refs at the end of the day, man. They out there. Like, it wouldn't be no game without, like you said, they no product. That's the first time that I heard somebody say it like that. They our job like the product. You know what I'm saying? But our product gonna need to not miss no fucking classes. I ain't know about that. I need to. That's your major. That's your major. That's your minor. You know what I'm saying? Chill. Like, come on, go to the damn
So some of them
we
things, you know, it's like bang bang. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about like the blatant joints.
Yeah.
All the
favorites.
Everybody can see that. You might miss some of the minor shit.
Certain things are bad.
I be thinking of sometimes the refs be having their own outcome of the game, and that's how they call it.
But I'm gonna tell you the worst part. I'm gonna tell you the bad thing.
I'm sorry.
It's not
Sometimes
that much of a conspiracy. They don't get paid that much.
Yeah.
Like $50.
exactly they don't, and who's gonna check them on it?
But at the end of the day, they human, right? And not everybody has thick skin. Some of those jokers,
but it also goes.
Someone say it personal.
Right. When I rep, it don't
it,
matter. You can say whatever, you just don't get my space. I'm gonna rep the game as fair as I can because I want to rep like I would want my games rep.
They will also
but everybody don't have that mind.
Everybody don't have that mindset.
We need more. You know what I'm saying? We need more reps. You know what I'm saying? Like if we recruited more reps, told them, you know what I'm saying, then if we keep on getting these egregious calls, you could choose. Well, at least the league owners could choose. You know what I'm saying? They want
What reps they want.
Right.
I don't think there might not be a problem with getting more refs. There might be a problem with people letting the refs in. I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how some people get, bro. Some people like keep their money in their own house, in their own people's pocket, bro. And they don't want to let new faces in. You know what I'm saying? That be happening a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's just me keeping it 100. You know what I'm saying?
No question.
Some people we want to keep their money to their folks or in their own little inner circle and don't really want to let new faces in. It'd be a lot of, you know what I'm saying, stuff going on, but it is what it is.
No question.
But to me, I definitely think that, you know what I'm saying? Like, to me, this is how I look at football, right? When you're watching NFL, when you're watching college, when you're watching any other sports, most referees are out there moving. You'll see the side judge is running. But when we be playing, I'll take off and I'll be looking. I'm getting a call from the sideline judge. He back here. I'm like, bro,
how do you call that?
There's no way you call that from back there. You know what I'm saying? If you make this call, at least be running with me.
Be in position.
You know what I'm saying? Now I'm all right with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I was younger and I was watching my father play them, when I started playing as I was younger, you know, they used to move with us. Now, you know, obviously we might have gotten too fast. That might be what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Start back and come up, baby. You can't get back, start back.
But again, who is holding them accountable?
No,
Who's holding them accountable?
That's huge, though, bro. Accountability is really huge because if you're not being held accountable, then why should I care? You know what I'm saying? If I'm not being held accountable for what I'm doing, my actions don't even matter. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I can get away with the same things over and over again. You know what I'm saying? It's insane.
But that's a whole nother topic.
That's a whole nother topic.
But yeah, it's needed. When I first started officiating basketball, the organization I was with, so the first 3 games, I actually had to pay somebody to evaluate me, right? And they would give me the printout and we sit down and we go over everything. But I became a real good basketball official. Correct some of the things I need to improve, you know, emphasize some of the things I'm doing right, but we don't have that element in this arena. Right. Because that's what I'm like. If I'm the owner of a league, I'm evaluating my reps.
You should be officiating officiator.
No, you ain't exactly, but you have to.
You got police. Sometimes, like my brother said to me all the time, he's like, bro, who's policing the police?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, who's making sure that these guys are doing the right thing? Because if I'm not making sure that these guys are doing the right thing, then why should they care? You know what I'm saying?
Shit is you seen that replay?
And if you do that, though, then you can reward the good reps.
But no, we take kicked off the field and
bullshit all that time. They're gonna know they're gonna have to step their game up to get game. You know what I mean? But now it's like shit. I'm gonna get games regardless.
pretty much.
You
And that's
know?
why they come out there dressing
Yep.
with their Popeye's chicken uniform. What's the name?
So hold on. Last thing before we move on to the next topic. Last time we seen Most Wanted, Eli playoffs. What, DC Bad Girls?
Mm-hmm.
4 overtime. Walk me through that. That game started at 8, ended at 10. That was crazy.
I mean, it was
Y'all had that game won.
I
Y'all had
can't help
that
but
game.
agree. I can't help but agree.
What do you think happened?
So many things. You know, I never pin the outcome of a game on one play or one call or whatever the case. Bottom line is we didn't execute the way we needed to down the stretch. You know, getting an extra point that would have ended the game. And that's, you know, that's it. I mean, they showed a lot of will. We showed a lot of will. Both teams was relentless. Both teams, you know, it was a great game. You know, from a fan perspective, from a losing coach perspective, it was still a great game. I wish the outcome would have been different. But you know, it's the nature of the beast. You're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. And me looking at it, you know, after every game, I'm always like, damn, what could I have done differently? What should I have done differently? And I think the players have the same mindset. You know, we missed some opportunities that were there for sure. We missed some assignments, you know, whatever the case, but they capitalized. And at the end of the day, they had a kicker and we didn't. And that's how it went down.
Jeez.
So we're recruiting kickers as well. If you have a soccer background, please reach
But a
out.
lot of games that they got won by a kick.
Mhm. Yeah.
Gotta have a kicker.
It matters.
Okay.
Yeah, our
That
kickers.
matters all through.
Kickers matters.
No question.
Definitely matter.
No question.
Those points. You need them points. You need them points. by any means.
Chico lost 2 kickers in that game. Breon was in kicking for the first 2 games, and he got fucked up. And then Chris got fucked up right before that last play.
Mm.
If they didn't have a kicker, they probably would have went for it and not got it. But they had 2 kickers,
Right.
and the second one, both of them got fucked up and allowed them to win. Because I think ASOC actually fucked up one of their kickers and let him score 2. So 2 of the most important games came down to kickers getting fucked up.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah, that's the difference.
A lot of
in
people
of
didn't
these
kick
games.
those.
A lot of these games, be it field position, be it kicking for 2 versus going for 1. I mean, just the percentages. You know, if you get the nationals, man, a lot of these games are going to come down to a point, a conversion, a possession. So, yeah.
All right, B, we can go to the next topic. Y'all got anything else before we move on?
Nah, man, we appreciate y'all
Yes,
had
thank
fun.
you.
No, we
We're seeing
definitely
y'all
appreciate
live.
y'all.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what I
been
mean?
real.
Absolutely.
You know, I got the setup. You know, we just
Y'all official up in here. So we appreciate being here for sure.
All right, so you know, every podcast what we doing now is highlighting businesses. So if you want your business highlighted, DM me. We're gonna shout your business out on a podcast. This week's business is
And Blossom Baby.
and Blossom Baby.
My hair in a bun, so I couldn't wear the beanie today. But they are handmade beanies. They are $25. They are very.
Yeah, we got pictures. We can show the pictures.
Just check out London. Just check out London any day of the week.
That's their Instagram and Blossom Baby. One of my teammates makes them, and her girlfriend. It's their business.
Oh, look, I see they got a little bang with the joint on.
They can do. Shut up. they can give you any design, any color that you want, whatever you want, they can do. And they also make not just hats, but the ear warmers too. So you know, if we don't like full hats, you just get it for your ears. I think I have about 10 now. So
Jeez.
That's what's up.
it's a good quality hat for the winter.
Definitely if you're on
The new
10.
custom order on the.
Definitely if you're on 10.
It must be good.
Every color.
For every outfit.
I just got six more.
16. She's on fire.
Supporter.
Right. That's
You
what's
got the
up.
other pictures, B? No. All right.
That's all we got.
5 minutes. We'll be good.
What we got next on the list?
What the motivation?
I don't know. That's one. Pastor London.
Pastor London. Where you at? Where you at on Pastor London? Where you at on Monday? It's Monday. Where you at, Pastor?
No, I need the picture.
Oh, what picture?
The one I took. That's
Oh, she got the scrolling and shit.
See
Damn,
it,
the last one. Jesus Christ.
I got 2 quotes for y'all today.
Oh, 2 quotes. Okay.
All right. So the first one, you can be sad that nobody gives a shit, or not give a shit that nobody gives a shit. And then the other one, basically, just be careful what you tell yourself because you're listening.
Wow, that's like some hot shit.
Be careful.
Be careful what you tell yourself because you're listening. That's like
Amen.
you tell yourself all these bad thoughts, you thinking these bad thoughts, and then they come, they happen, and you're like, damn, you thought of it, so it's gonna happen.
I don't know if y'all say anybody watch King Richard yet?
Mm-hmm.
Like the little white girls, it's like, you're so bad. You're terrible. That's why they be motherfucking wilding out and shit, yo. Like, like the things you tell yourself. I definitely agree with that. What was the first one? There's a whole lot of shit in that. Do some shit that's to be some shit.
Be sad that nobody gives a shit.
You can be sad that nobody gives a shit, or not give a shit that nobody gives a shit. Like, you don't always gotta look for validation from somebody. Just do what you need to do. Be your own validation. Look in the fucking mirror and be like, I'm that bitch.
I do that every morning. I get up.
I got big ass mirrors.
I get up every morning. I be like, I'm that bitch.
Yeah. I got mirrors everywhere in my house. Everywhere I walk past, I'm like, y'all, you it.
Okay.
How big is yours?
There's nothing wrong with
We gonna
that.
end on that joke. We gonna end on that one. But
I got a whole wall mirror like
I
that.
think the best part of that joint is nobody gives a shit. You can care or you cannot care, but at the end of the day, no one gives a shit
Period.
about what you're doing, because everybody got their own shit. So do what you do.
And it all stinks.
Listen to what you're saying to yourself. And that's it, bro. This has been Oh Shit and Past the Lundy. Did I say shit and past it?
I don't know. Motivational.
We made it his intro, so
Oh, man, but to wrap it all up.
Mm-hmm.
To wrap it all up. Oh, that's not me.
Go ahead. You have the floor is yours.
Okay, all right. Well,
She said,
to wrap it all up, man. Want to thank our special guests for coming out. Check us out each and every Monday. Mike, we got any special guests next Monday?
I'm trying to hit up Dream Catchers.
Okay, so we're trying to get Dream Catchers for next Monday. Dream Catchers, if you want, or anybody know anybody from Dream Catchers, get your ass in next Monday.
Follow Rip Radio.
Yep, follow Rip Radio or follow us on Facebook. I was going to say Facebook, YouTube. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Facebook.
You can follow us individually.
You know, all y'all just checking us out. Other than that, man, see y'all next Monday at 6 o'clock.
Stay out London's DM.
Please.
Oh.
Please.